Morning, everybody. This is Isaac Adams with Farmers Insurance at the Adams Insurance Agency. Today I want to talk about a couple incidents that happened over the weekend. We had a SenCal Bass Elite tournament up at McClure Lake. There was a couple of scary incidents that happened that are very concerning, and it brings it brings to mind a couple of things that we probably take for granted and neglect. We helped a couple of fishing buddies out on the side of the road. We were traveling behind them. They all of a sudden swerved off the road, got onto the shoulder of the road, and came to an abrupt stop. We wondered what the heck's going on. By the time we got up to them, we noticed the boat trailer the tongue was sitting on the ground. So we're like, oh wow, it popped off the ball or whatever. Little further investigation on it and figured out, okay, the ball had come loose, the nut had backed off or sheared off or whatever the case may be. So that's one thing that we take for granted. We need to always check our ball and our equipment. Let me show you here. And this is what I'm talking about. Before you hook up, it's a good idea to check your ball. Okay. There is a lock nut or a lock washer under there, and every so often, take you a big wrench. Okay, I got a pipe wrench here if I need it for the ball. I'll just snug it. Make sure that sucker's in there. Good idea is to put some Loctite on it as well as a lock washer, and periodically check it. The second thing that can cause the hitch to come undone and have your boat pass you up on a highway and potentially wreck, other vehicles, fences and whatnot. You're going to be responsible for all of that. And I'll get into the insurance part of that here in a minute. So we want to definitely, once we connect this down to the ball, there's the pin here, okay? Safety pin, retainer pin, I don't know exactly what they call it. It's just a pin. It goes right in there. Okay, that's going to keep any big bumps or anything like that from this thing popping loose. Even if it pops loose like that, you're still going to be connected. Okay. Also, safety chains or cables, make sure they're in good shape, make sure they're hooked up. That's what saved the guys this weekend, was those safety chains. And the guy mentioned to me that he definitely did a reinforcement on those chains. I think maybe he's had an incident before, I don't know. So, and also, here is once this surge brake, if your trailer has brakes, there's another cable that hooks up. Once that gets stretched out, it pulls the brake, and it should help slow things down. What also happened was, when it came loose, it popped up, fender punched the tailgate, okay? Left a big old dent. So now he's got damage to the vehicle, damage to the trailer, and it could have been a lot worse. The boat could have came off, could have flipped, whatever. So it all turned out okay, but it could have been a lot worse. All right. Okay, so now you know to double check and never take for granted things that can happen on the road. We want to make sure that the ball is connected correctly and the hitch is all hooked up correctly, and all the safety chains or cables are connected. Now getting into the insurance side of things. So now obviously we have damage to the vehicle on the tailgate, on the bumper as well. So those can be replaced. You can make a claim through his auto insurance. And also on the boat itself, the trailer was connected to the truck, so that could possibly be covered under his vehicle, his auto insurance as well. Now, let's say in another scenario where the boat might have come off, might have slid into somebody's fence, might have slid through somebody's house. I mean, these things are traveling 65 miles an hour. You should only be going 55. But let's say they're traveling, okay, they could cause a lot of damage, maybe even bodily injury. Okay, now what? Now you're responsible. It is your fault. You were the one responsible for towing the trailer. So now there's property damage. Now there's damage to your boat, damage to other people's properties, maybe even bodily injury, God forbid, right? So what covers that? It's going to be your auto insurance that's going to cover the damages to the property, the fence, damages to others, bodily injury, things like that, up to the limits of your vehicle, up to your auto insurance policy. If you have state minimum, you're going to be in some trouble. State minimum only requires you to have $5,000 in property damage. That's property damage to others, not your boat, not your truck, nothing else. That's property damage to others. I think if you hit a house, it's going to be a little bit over $5,000, and God forbid it's going to be worse than that. So, but your auto insurance is going to cover your damages to others. Now, your boat's got damage, your trailer's got damage. What's going to cover that? That's only going to be covered by your boat insurance. Okay, if you're on the water and you wreck into somebody, your auto insurance isn't going to cover that, right? Only your boat insurance is going to cover damages to others, liabilities, bodily injury, those type of things. So let's make sure you're covered correctly. Give me a call. Phone number is 559-234-2434. If you're happy with your insurance agent, that's great. Maybe call them. Maybe make sure you're correctly covered. Make sure it's like, hey, wait a minute, what if happens? Ask them the questions. What happens if my trailer comes off? If it wrecks into another car? Let's ask those questions. And if you want a free review, I can review your policy for you. No obligation, no pressure. I just want to make sure you're correctly covered. Guys, we have to be safe out there. We take for granted we're out there catching fish. We're concerned about cashing that paycheck, and we want to make money doing it. We want to have fun. We're very competitive, so we want to go out there and catch the big fish, but we're also overlooking safety big time. I'm guilty. We're all guilty of it, and I'll get into that in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. Again, give me a call. Let's review your boat insurance. Let's review your auto insurance. Let's make sure everything's covered. Peace of mind is priceless. I mean, insurance isn't as bad as you think. It's not as expensive as you think. Give me a call, 559-234-2434. Thanks, and have a great day.